our works on our Edu Tech report that we will be showing the world in the end of the world, in the end of the year. I'm sorry, not the end of the world, but the end of the year. However, the subject is as important as end of the world. So maybe that was actually good that I made that phrase. However, I would like to give you the floor, so you can say few words, about yourself, about your company, and mostly why did you get into the edutech business, or just learning people languages, or how did it started, what did you do before, and how many years you are actually connected with the education industry. So the floor is yours, and um I'll try to not if there's going to be anything, I'll jump in and with a additional question.
Sure. Thank you, Tomasz. Yeah, basically, I got involved in Edu Tech about 3 years ago when we started developing Novakit. It's actually a little bit more than 3 years ago. And the reason why I got involved is I got interested in bilingual education and learning foreign languages, especially by kids. My own kids are bilingual, so we speak 2 languages at home. One of them is English, and I just saw how easy it is for them to pick up a new language, how natural it occurs without any discomfort really on their part. My youngest one is 2 years old now, and she has no problem speaking both English and mixing words and things like that. So I think that one of the motivation was really to try and bring the same mode of learning to other kids who may not necessarily have this opportunity to have a bilingual home, right, where parents speak different languages. So that's why we started building Novakit, and we launched in 2017. Basically, we started building it in summer 2017, and in November, we already launched our initial mini MVP, mini mobile product, viable product, and we started already even generating some revenue. So yeah, that's pretty much the history. Did I answer the question?
Yeah. I mean, it's a great a pitching story where you actually combine yourself and what you want to do with for your family, and what you do in your business life, which as me as also as a lawyer is very hard to sometimes to tell to my kids what do I actually what do daddy actually do. So anyway, it's so cool. But also speaking about the end of the world, and this whole whole theme of the lockdowns, coronavirus, it's hard to actually not combine edutech and what actually happened, and I don't know how, because as I know, you guys are like in, I don't know how many countries. It's probably more than what, 20 or 50?
Yeah, definitely more than 20. I mean, it depends
more
on how you
than
count.
20. So you have a variety of of experiences, how other countries, what they do, and how they react reacting to the what happened recently. However, we in Poland, I know if somebody told you that. However, we in Poland got this. I would say it's a so-called revolution regarding regarding the methods, how how we actually process the knowledge to kids, and then not only to kids, because it's also for because also for the students, the postdocs, and etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and having in mind that the end of the world, as I said, how do you see the future of education? Because
Mhm.
how do you see it? How do you have any any thoughts on how the education future will be?
Yeah, I think it will be. My hope is that technology will definitely help a lot with making education a lot more personal for each kid, for each child. Because again, based even on my own experience, and I guess maybe every parent can confirm that every kid is different. Like they're radically different. So one kid is strong in math, another one is struggling with reading, then yet another one is awesome artist, right? So every kid has his own, her own strength and strong points, and it really, in order to get them really to flourish, you need to personalize. You need to give them opportunity to develop their strengths, right? And I think that the technology definitely will help a lot with that, because first of all, it will give you access to the best tutors, not just, in the city where you happen to live, right? But basically in the world. So suddenly you can take classes from basically any professor anywhere in the world, right? Maybe recorded classes, maybe even live classes. So it definitely will make access to high quality tutors a lot more, a lot easier for many students. It will offer a lot of opportunities to learn by playing, because I don't know if you noticed again, and any parent can confirm, kids spend a lot of time playing this, in this world and age. Roblox, Minecraft, and all these other. Um, so they're not just playing; they're socializing in these games. It's that's how they live, right? In many ways. And I think education should respect that, and basically we should meet our students where they are, right? And they are definitely in online. They are definitely in multiplayer games. And at Novakit, we are basically when we design our learning games, which students engage with outside of tutoring session, we put in multiplayer components there right from the beginning to basically make kids compete with each other, um, allow them to chat with each other, um, and I think that that's going to be a big part of it. So basically using technology to both personalize and also essentially make learning fun for kids, effortless and fun.
Yeah, Max, it's a great pleasure, to have you, because of your experience with the all the different countries, and different and countries with the different backgrounds, right? The religious, cultural, as I understand, because you have also Muslim countries.
Yes,
You guys are in Israel, right? You
correct. Yes.
guys are in Europe, in US, and so it's a variety of different experiences. And I know it's a vague question, but I wanted to ask you, what changes you actually would you like to have in the education in the educational system? What's
Mhm.
the what would be the common, one, two, or few things that would be the same for all of these, educational systems that you would see that could actually, change the game?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, first of all, I would love to see public schools focus more on soft skills rather than hard skills. So, such as team, being able to be a team player, developing self-awareness. This is really, I mean, in my personal experience, oftentimes it's lacking. Children may learn the math, but they have no idea how to interact with each other, how to talk to each other in constructive ways, how to make things happen, how to be a leader. Um, they just have to figure it out for themselves. So I believe that's one of the most important things that really defines their trajectory in life. And we basically say, oh, well, they just learn it by themselves. Let them, work it out between themselves, right? That maybe there will be a bully, and then they will sort it out somehow. So teachers kind of try to stay away from it. And I'm hoping that this will change. I'm hoping teachers will have more time to really kind of work with kids and develop their emotional intelligence, same as their, kind of raw intelligence. I also think it would be a good idea to give parents ability to basically uh, create custom curriculum for their kids. So in a similar way as you can do it in many colleges and many higher education institutions, you can basically kind of put together the curriculum that suits you the best. I'm hoping that using technology, we can actually make it happen, not just in the universities, but also in middle schools and even in early schools, where the parents would be able to basically add some classes that are of interest to this, their specific, to their specific student, and maybe de-emphasize some of the other classes that are not so interesting. So yeah, those are probably the two main things I'm hoping for.
Yeah, good. Good. So, I want to I want to know more. What does your software, your actually what your company, give to right now? What is your, what your company is actually doing right now for the education? What does it mean for the education to use your to use your software, to use Novakit? What doesn't actually mean? You have now it's the time for the long pitch,
Yeah,
sales.
I think right now what we give to the parents is really the very convenient way for kids to learn English
Sorry,
from native.
because your software is for schools and for kids parents, right? It's
Yeah,
only for kids.
yeah, we go direct to parents, so
Okay.
we don't go through schools, because to be honest with you, it's a little bit difficult. Schools are usually quite bureaucratic, and if you want to scale really fast, it's a lot easier to go direct to the parent, and let parents make a decision whether or not they want this product for their kid, rather than having some kind of middleman at school, deciding, okay, this is a good solution for the kids, this is a bad solution for the kids. So parents really know best, we believe. And as a result, we basically we sell directly to the parents, and what we give them, I would say, is ability to uh, uh, learn English in a way that is really close to bilingual, the way bilingual kids would learn it, with native speakers, with fluent speakers, learn by doing by speaking rather than by, studying grammar and such. And we give this in a very convenient package. So you can really do it from home. You can choose any time that works for your kid's schedule. It's affordable, so we have teachers pretty much for any budget. There's more expensive options, less expensive options. Really, our mission is to make this kind of give every child in the world the opportunity to be fluent in English, because it's important. By being fluent in English, I think there was some research. Something like it doubles the potential earning. It doubles the earning potential for the kid as he or she grows up. So even in terms of building out the country's GDP, right? If we could talk to this high level, there is a significant impact when kids start speaking English, because they can the international trade gets boosted from that. They can work for even today with the remote work capabilities. They could actually work for international companies without having to move anywhere, right? So they can be located in Spain and work for a company in the UK, for example. And thanks to remote work, it becomes more and more commonplace, and I think it will definitely become even more common as we go forward. So we hope that we will change a lot of kids' lives for the better.
I hope that too. I will be your client. So probably from today, I'm gonna talk to my wife.
Yeah,
But
give it a try. Nothing to lose.
I will. No free lunch, so I don't. You're not gonna bribe me with with a free tutorial.
Sure.
No. But Max, what you are doing is you are actually in a very, very competitive business. It's learning especially English. It's a very, very competitive business, and you
Sure.
probably know better than me. So it's not a blue ocean, right? It's a I would say it's a big sea with a lot of sharks and a lot of a lot of whales and everything. How do you see yourself? How do you challenge the competition? Because basically you do something actually pretty damn good that you guys are gonna be unicorn soon, as I expect. So what's the secret? What's the secret? And when you're going to go for the other languages.
Yes, it's true that the space is in general quite competitive, and it's competitive because. Sorry, just one moment. My phone needs to be turned off. Okay, should be good now. I think it's basically it's definitely competitive, but the biggest competition is really from offline service providers. So our biggest competitor is the legacy language learning centers that you would physically go to and have classes, usually in groups. So this is really the biggest competition, and the biggest challenge for us is to essentially push parents to give it online option a try, right? Because in a lot of cases, parents would be very conservative. So basically, they stick to tested and tried and tested options. And
I am, you are, he, she.
Okay. Yes. So we're basically one of the challenges we face is education, explaining that hey, online is convenient, it's effective. There is a lot better personalization because we basically can personalize learning path as student goes, right? So we don't have like a single textbook for every single student. We give different content for every student based on their strength and weaknesses, and we can do it because we're a digital medium, right? And another thing is that kids actually like taking our classes. So that's one unusual thing, right? Is that you don't have to force them, and in many cases they will ask the parent, when is my English class? I want to go. So for many kids, our teachers become friends. That they just meeting a friend a couple times a week and chat in English. So I think this is something quite special, and I'm pretty confident that over time, online will become the major way the languages are learned, especially English. It's just a question of probably 3 to 5 years, and definitely COVID had helped to accelerate this timeline because many parents suddenly didn't have offline option, so online was the only game in town. This definitely helped us to grow and it really put us on the map to the extent that basically if you take online English learning for kids, then Novakit is basically #1 school in terms of size in Europe, Middle East, and kind of Eastern Europe regions right now. So that was quite amazing growth, and we're very proud of achieving that. But I think the main growth is still ahead of us. As you said, we still yet to become a unicorn. We're yet to become, I would say, a household brand. Our vision is really to create a Netflix for English learning, right? Basically, that's the place. Novakit is the place where you find the best tutors, where you find the best content for every kid, and period. That's it.
So just as I understand between the lines, you guys actually have developed some kind of a software or software that actually help you guys in that personalization, right?
Of course, yeah.
It's a artificial intelligence that is actually behind the magic sauce, right? It's not you taking all the classes or 24/7. So, but how many people do you guys employ?
So currently, company has about 250 employees and about 1.5 thousand tutors, so 1,500 tutors. And definitely at this scale, so we're delivering, to this date, we delivered more than 2 million classes to our students.
Wow.
So yeah, that's quite, even if I think about it, it's quite amazing how long we've come from over just 3 years, and definitely at this scale, the only way you can operate is by automation. So we have a system in place to measure how well the student is doing, how well the student is catching all the concept within the lesson. And then based on this information, we automatically either add some content into students' learning path, or we can subtract some content if a student already grasped the concept and ready to move on. So really, yeah.
The one thing, because we had previously we had a conversation and with I think three or four people regarding it was a first debate, first roundtable regarding the Edu Tech. So one of the key points that actually came out from that meeting was that actually the teacher is a crucial part of the educational system. You know, whether you do it online or offline or whatever, it's very, very crucial. And you said you have over 1,500 tutors. So my
Yes.
question is, how do you guys, know which tutor is good, which tutor is, is not going to make it? How do you guys do it? Because it's it's not, 2 or 3 tutors. It's so many people,
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Basically, it's quality scoring. Again, it's also it's an automated process where we essentially evaluate how well teachers are teaching through the class, and each teacher gets essentially a quality score, which is continuously updated. And if we see that some teachers are struggling, we intervene. We see we can evaluate some of the lessons. We can see what they're doing wrong, give them additional training. Actually, all teachers receive training by default, but some teachers could get some additional training specifically for the pain points for them. And basically, this way we ensure that all our teachers are giving quality experience to our students, because unlike traditional classroom, basically we have data on every single move that teacher makes, that student makes. Of course, we keep it strictly confidential, but this data is used to enhance the quality of tutoring, right? Because for example, we can see when the student is distracted, when student is looking away, we can already raise a flag that teacher is not engaged in the student. We can see if the teacher, for example, is skipping some parts of the content or the curriculum. That's also a problem, right? Because teacher needs to deliver a full material. But by using speech recognition, we can do that. So there's really a wealth of data that is being analyzed, ready to be analyzed, and this is why this is something that digital definitely has a huge upper hand towards offline, as in terms of quality assurance. It's much more difficult to get to this point in traditional classroom, where at any given moment, probably like 80% of the classroom is actually looking out the window and probably not paying attention.
Yeah, probably. So as we said, did you actually feel that there was a change within the investors and other entities that were very got interested into you guys, or even your competitors or people in the edutech business? Did you actually feel it within the last year, or is it just a myth that it's that some journalists that's just write about?
Oh, it's definitely not a myth. The EduTech has started receiving a proper attention from investors. We have a really high quality investors who are interested in the company and who are ready to invest some serious resources. So we're not talking about some kind of angel investments or kind of some small time investments. If you look at the recent funding history, we have companies who raise anywhere from like 20-30 million dollars all the way up to hundreds of millions of dollars. If you look at some of the companies in India, for example, Byju's, they have been raising getting a lot of attention. We have in China VIP Kid, Jung Fondel, and definitely we see a lot of interest from the investors, and they're ready to provide with resources. They're ready to provide with expertise, and most importantly, they believe in the market. They can see the potential, and so which, you know, again, I think it's really good. It means it's in a way it's a self-fulfilling prophecy, because, you know, when investors give you the resources, give you the expertise, it enables you to grow, right? As you grow, the market expands, and that attracts even more attention from investors. So it's a virtuous cycle that is happening here, I believe.
Yeah, yeah. The also the you know there are so many, you know, there are so many grants, you know, especially in EU and or in other countries, that, you know, that if people have some kind of, you know, idea, and you know, don't want to risk then don't want to risk a lot of money, and don't want to divide their, you know, their cap table, they can also use that that thing. So I you know, I definitely also see that. But you know, someone compare that to fintech. So it's like, if you're now in edutech, that's mean you know where you are. If you want to be in I mean, if you, yeah, but if you're getting into fintech right now, you're just a little bit too late. So it's probably the same with edutech. So if you've been into edutech before you know, before COVID, and you're now, so that's mean you're in the good spot. If you're gonna get to edutech in, like, you know, within the next 2 years, that's mean that, you know, the basically the cake is divided, and it's gonna be very very hard to get in. But you know, nevertheless, it's the idea that that someone have. So actually, what you also said is that you guys go B2C, as I understand, or
Yes.
that's the main model. So
Yeah.
you actually track the dads and moms, and you try to convince them that that the kid is going to speak English fluently within days.
No,
Or
we
something.
don't. We never promised this. So
or
basically,
something or something
what
like that.
what we definitely promise is that, you know, first of all, kids will fall in love with English. That's for sure. I mean, kids will get pleasure from the lessons. They will understand why they need English, because, you know, there is some
Yeah.
other people who actually speak it. And also, what we promise is that within about 3 months, parents will see definitely a progress. So the kids will be more fluent, more comfortable speaking English. But of course, we don't promise that you will, you know,
No.
become
I
fluent
know,
in
Max.
English in 3 days.
You know,
It's not possible.
I'm exaggerating. I'm
Yeah,
exaggerating, but you know,
sure.
I just want to you know, go few steps back. So you
Hmm.
basically, you know, avoid all the bureaucracy, the people that are actually, you know, in charge of, you know, making the, you know, right decisions in schools. Or it's public or it's private. Let's don't divide them, because it's
Hmm.
also the right people that you know, look on the cost.
It's similar.
and
It's
and
similar. Yeah.
yeah, it's probably similar, and you will basically know it better. And probably you can write a PhD thesis, you know, how the schools are spending their money. But I wanted to ask you, you know, that you see so many, you know, educational systems, and what do you think, which system, as you see, is one of the, you know, is one of the, I would say, the best, or what would you, you know, take from one and combine with the other, and you know that you would have a success in that, you know, in that country? So is there any educational system that you said, wow, this is actually, you know, this is actually great, you know? Do you have any?
Yeah. To be honest with you, I don't think so. I think every country has its own kind of strengths and weaknesses. So actually, in Germany, it was interesting that basically schools have a lot of extra activities that kids can do, after main courses, which, for us was actually bad news, because they didn't have time to basically for anything else, and parents didn't really get this concept that they need to do to purchase some additional kind of educational resources for their kids. So that's one approach, is kind of try to deliver everything within the public schools. I'm not sure it's such a great idea, because public schools are not exactly the most innovative places usually. They are usually quite conservative. So I think there needs to be both public and private parts to the education. So the private part would be something that parents choose for their kids. Basically, they vote with their money, right? What do they want to put money in? And I think that over time, as these technologies prove themselves in the private sector, we can gradually transfer them into public schools as well. Because, and it's actually very similar to, if you look at the enterprise software, there's a lot of enterprise software that is actually coming from the consumer side into enterprises. Specifically, first it gets tested on the consumers sufficiently, it gets to the sufficiently robust level, and then it can be enterprises start to adopt it. So seems to be the best way really to approach it, because otherwise, if you go directly into public schools, then you miss this market fit test, right? Is your product really needed by the parents or by the students? Basically, what you're optimizing for is, as you said, some decision maker within the school who will make a decision, right? And you naturally lose your focus on your end customer, which is the parent and the kid. So I believe that the better approach is first go B2C, and then gradually, once you have an established strong product, gradually start considering offering it into public schools so they can use it as part of their kind of core curriculum.
Okay, so so I think we hit 40 minutes with our talk. We have you have a pretty busy schedule, so I think we can wrap up. So I thank you very much for this conversation. We covered actually every topic from here to the end of the world. So that's basically my you're for sure gonna remember me, not maybe my name, but my by what I what I said. Anyway,
yeah, hopefully end of the world is not coming. So
no. But the subject, no. But
anytime soon.
But the subject that we were talking about is actually so serious as the end of the world, and that's why we wanted to make the Edu Tech report on the
Sure.
on this year, and we actually managed to get a people like you and all the other contributors and actually our sponsor, the Incredibles by Sebastian Kulczyk. So that's why we wanted to cover
Sure.
this subject. So my guest was Maz Azarov. Do you have any founder and CEO of the Novakit? Do you have anything else to add, or maybe to sum up?
Sure. Definitely. Thanks a lot for having me. It was very interesting conversation. I hope it was useful for our viewers as well. If you have some bold ideas in education, if you have passion for it, then go for it. Try it. Even if you fail, you will, as they say, whatever doesn't kill us makes us stronger. So you will, at the very minimum, you will get stronger. So thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Max. All the best. I will be. I mean, my kids will be using your software. So I will
Thank
let
you.
you know.
Yes, we'll look
On
forward.
the direct message. How it's going, or I want my money back. So
Absolutely.
no kidding. So no kidding. So thank you once again. We'll be having for sure, Max. We will be having you in November. So it's the end of the year, not the end of the world, but end of the year. We'll have the launch of our report. I hope to see you so we can have a chat
Sure.
offline and with the people that that also will be contributing to the report. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Have a
much.
great day. Stay safe.
Have a good one. Bye bye.